welcome to my channel once again. Today I'll be doing a food tutorial on how to use the food costing and pricing templates. Okay, so this template is for food vendors, food business owners, restaurants, and so any kind of food business, food business, any form of cooking. Okay, this template is for you. Okay, so I'll be going through how to use the template. Is a very easy to use template. Okay, all you just need to do is to make sure you read the instructions, watch this video as many times as possible, and try to understand. If you still have any question, you can always ask me in the group link that will come with this template when you order. Okay, so here is the home page. Make sure you read the instructions. Okay, the instructions on how to use. You can also access any aspect of the template from here. Okay, so please when you get your templates, this is where you input your business name. Okay, so just come here, ABC and Co, enter. Okay, and then to reflect on the dashboard. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Okay, so this is a summary of everything that happens on the templates. Okay, so because I am good with analysis, in all my templates I try to add dashboard to it because it helps summarize everything on the templates for you. Okay, you don't have to come and start calculating, trying to figure out how much is a particular food item, particular food, and how much which of the food or which of the food you prepared cost more. You don't have to come and start doing that. The dashboard already gives you an insight on everything. Okay, so you see this is your meal comparison. It tells you which of the meal cost more. As you can see from here, it's showing that egusi costs more. Okay, here also shows you the ingredients cost distribution. Okay, so it shows you the ingredients in making this egusi soup. Out of all the ingredients, which one costs more? So you can, if you put your arrow here, you can see that assorted meats cost about 27,000 naira in preparing this food. So it costs more. So assorted meat costs more in making this meal. Okay, so you can say the next one is okay, that's because I selected assorted meat twice. The next one is catfish. Okay, that's about 12% of the total cost of the item used in making the soup. Okay, so the dashboard helps you to see a summary of everything on your template. Okay, the recipe cost per portion, the selling price per portion, the gross profit, and the markup on this price. Okay, it also gives you a summary of the ingredients used in preparing the soup, and it gives you a summary of the cost factor associated to making this soup. So please, you are not to do anything on this dashboard. It just helps you to gives you a report on your food production. Okay, so you can access also any aspect of the template from here. Click on recipe. So the first step is to load your recipe on this sheet. Okay, no matter the number of recipe that you have, all you need to do is to load it. So to increase this sheet, you can just, there's a small tiny arrow here or angle, just drag it down. Okay, it will increase. Okay, so to just increase, and then you can load as much as possible. Okay, whatever, everything that you prepare in your kitchen, the juice, everything, load your recipe on the recipe sheet. The number of portion, that this portion means what is the number of portion that each production is expected to produce on the average. Okay, just impute it. Okay, when you're doing the computation, you will actually impute the actual portion that you got from producing that particular meal. In that way, you compare. Okay, when it's too low, you can now compare and see, okay, what is happening and all that. Then this is the selling price. You impute the selling price you actually sell a bowl of it or a portion of your food for each of the meal. input the selling price. Okay, so now let's go to the ingredient list. Here is the ingredient list. Okay, now in this ingredient list, I call it the ingredient master list. So all you need to do is to load your ingredients. Okay, every single ingredient you use in your kitchen, load it on this ingredient master sheet. Every single ingredient, everything you use in your kitchen, keep loading it. Put everything here. Okay, then the units. Now this unit of measurement is the unit per one. The volume is one. Okay, for example, assorted meat. I know that we buy meat in kg. Okay, so if you buy your meat in kg, okay, how much do you buy 1 kg of that meat? Just add just 1 kg, the price of 1 kg of that meat, just add it here. Now this page is not, there's no formula on the recipe and the ingredient. So because prices change, okay, so the price of goat meat per kg can change. Anytime the prices change, just come to the ingredient master list and change the price. So but for every item here, it should be, the volume should be 1. Dry pepper, if you're measuring it in spoons, please put 1 spoon. Okay, you can, let's say for example, you buy dry pepper, you buy it in the cups. Okay, if you buy it in cups, you can change this unit of measurement to cup. Okay, and you put cups here, then you put 1. So a cup of dry pepper can be 150. A cup of dry pepper can be 200. You put the price here. Okay, so everything you use in your kitchen per measurement for 1, put it here. Tomatoes, it can be 1 model, it can be 1 basket, it can be 1 bowl, depending on how you buy it in the market, the measurement. So if you buy 1 big basket of tomatoes, for example, you're not going to put it, the unit is not going to be 1 basket, it's not going to be in baskets. You're going to find out how many model makes that basket, or how many kg makes that basket, or how many what else do we use in measuring it? Paint of bucket, the small paint of bucket, paint bowl makes the basket of tomatoes. So each of that paint, how much does it cost? That is what you're going to put on your ingredients list. Okay, so that is the same thing for all of them, because this will make it easy for your computation at any point in time you're cooking. Okay, so next is the base recipe and costing. This is where the calculation happens. Okay, so let me give an example. Let's say for example, okay, this first thing when you get to this base recipe and costing is to select your meal. Let's say we want to prepare jollof or fried spaghetti. Okay, we're selecting fried spaghetti. What is the first ingredient we used? We made use of beef. Okay, and the beef is in kg, 1 kg. And when we're preparing this fried spaghetti, okay, for the 10 portion, or for the number of portion I usually prepare for the kitchen, let's say for the 10 portion I used about 2 kg of meat. So I'll just input 2 kg. So I'll just come to the quantity used and input 2 kg of meat to calculate for me. Now I'm not done with the fried rice. I'm going to use every ingredient I use for preparing that meal, that pot of fried spaghetti for 10 people. I will select fried spaghetti again. I will come here. What else did I use? I used tomatoes. I will scroll down and look for ingredient tomatoes. Okay. The moment you select tomato, every other thing picks. The moment you select meal, every other. So the next thing for you to just do is to pick quantity. 1 module of tomato. For that large quantity of fried spaghetti, I used about 2 module of tomato. It will calculate for me. The next one, I still have more ingredient I used. I made use of what else? Made use of spices. Okay, spices is not here. Please add your spices. Okay, add everything you use in the kitchen, spices, salt, everything, how you measure it. Pick everything that you use in the kitchen. Okay, so we are going ahead to still select fried spaghetti. Okay, we come here. What else did we use? I used curry. Okay, and I used about 1 kg of curry, or 1 cup of curry, depending on your own measurement. You select it. Okay, I'm still looking for spaghetti. I'll say pick fried spaghetti. You can copy this fried spaghetti and fill everything here. If the ingredient is large, you can copy and paste. Then you come here, dry pepper. How much did I use? I used about 5 spoons of dry pepper, you know. Then come again, fried spaghetti. What else did I use? Select my ingredient. Made use of what else? Thyme. Okay, I use about just 1 kg of thyme. Okay, now if you did not use up to 1 kg of thyme, let's say you just used about 0.1, you can just put 0.1 in wherever there's kg. You did not use up to 1 kg. Now 1000 gram makes 1 kg of 1 kg. So if it's not up to 1 kg that you use, you can say 0.1, which is about 100 gram. That's what the size of gram, the size of thyme you use, or dry pepper or curry. Okay, so let's say I use just 0.1, and also let's say I use for the curry I use 0.52 kg. That's about 200 gram of curry. Okay, just for it to be a bit realistic. So if you have more ingredients you added, you keep selecting until you are done with selecting all the ingredients for preparing that particular meal. So as a food vendor, I'm sure you have something like a notebook that you use in recording every the quantity of ingredients you use in preparing a pot of food at every point in time. In that way, when you're calculating it, it's easy for you to calculate the quantity that you have used in preparing that meal. So the next is for us to calculate our cost factor. Okay, so this cost factor is not so it's all you need to do. Everything is you're going to pick everything that concerns your cost factor. For example, these are costs that are associated with preparing the meal. Okay, like your packaging, your cooking gas, your labor, delivery, everything that is associated with cooking that meal. Okay, because you need to calculate it. In calculating your cost of preparing your food, is not just the cost of the ingredients, also the cost associated with it, like lights, labor, packaging, cooking gas. So long as they are associated with the production of that meal, please include the calculation. Okay, so we're going to select fried rice, fried spaghetti. I think that's what we said. Fried spaghetti. Okay, it will pick the code. What was the cost? So for this one, you have to do a lot of computation yourself. It's only the cost that is calculated for you. So let's say cooking gas. Okay, so if you don't know how to calculate your cooking gas, okay, you can send me a message. I will drop, or you can send me a message in the group. I will do the calculation and drop in the group on how to calculate your cooking gas per minute. Okay, so cooking gas, let's say we used about 15 minutes of cooking gas. Okay, let's say we use 15 minutes of cooking gas. Okay, so when you're writing it, you write 15 minutes. Okay, so this is not so automated. Sorry, they say 15 minutes because it is flexible for any depending on your own calculation. So but so long as you put the unit and the quantity, let's say 15 minutes, the cooking gas is 15 minutes, and per minute of that cooking gas, okay, let's say I use 15 minutes, okay, and I used about 15 minutes, and then per unit of that cooking gas, okay, per minute is about 4.3 naira. I've already done the earlier one using mine. Mine is about 12.5 kg and about 90 hours usage. Okay, so divided by the amount, you will get your unit per 1 minute. Sorry, your how much the price per 1 minute. So times the quantity, which is 50. Okay, that's how you get the cost for that period of making that meal. Okay, so each time you're preparing your meal, you should have a notebook where you record, whether you or your staff should have a notebook where you record everything that is being used in preparing that meal. Fire, the light, the ingredients, everything, so that it's easy for whoever that is computing or calculating the cost. Okay, so this is a calculator for you to help you calculate your cost, to help you calculate and know if your pricing is correct, if you need to adjust your cost in order to make more profit, or if you need to increase your pricing. Okay, that's what basically what this template is all about. Now the next is called the sales page. I call it sales page, but it can be anything. So the moment you record a particular meal, this sales page automatically picks it. Okay, you have nothing to do with this column. Okay, so it's only the column that says fill this section that you are to fill. So the moment you calculate a particular meal, the sales section automatically picks the total cost, calculates the total cost for you, calculates the cost factor for you, and gives you your total cost. So you don't need to do anything. Now it picks also the portion which you have recorded in the recipe sheet, and then you are now to impute your actual cost. Okay, let's say, sorry, your actual production quantity. Let's say after preparing this meal and portioning it, okay, we didn't get up to 10 portion, we got about 7. Okay, it will calculate the cost per portion for you, and then here you impute your actual selling price. Now is the actual selling price is also here. Okay, but I purposely left it up. I purposely did not automate it from this recipe sheet to this place because your selling prices can change. So you impute, yes, let's say the selling price for the fried spaghetti is 5,000 naira. Okay, you impute 5,000 naira. That's your actual selling price. Okay, now this one is the suggested selling price. Okay, you can decide to put a markup of 50%. The moment you put a markup here, suggested, it calculates for you what your suggested selling price will be based on your cost. Okay, this is your actual selling price. Okay, based on your cost. This is your suggested selling price based on your cost. Now this is your actual selling price, and this is the profit from your actual selling price. Okay, now this page is to help you make decision. Is my cost too high? Is my actual selling price the correct selling price for me? Am I making profit from this actual selling price? Do I adjust my costs? Okay, and then do I adjust my selling price, or do I use the suggested selling price? Okay, or do I increase my markup and use the suggested selling price? Okay, so that is what this page is for you. It helps you make a decision, look at it and make decisions on what to do. Okay, the next is your production log. Now I added this point to help you keep record of your daily calculation. Remember, this is a calculator. Okay, and because it's a calculator, it cannot store your record. Okay, for instance, okay, after calculating, now you can keep calculating and calculating and keep going and going and going and going. Okay, but let's say you want a summary report on your calculation daily on each food item. That was why I added this page. Okay, this is a VBA, a macro, a macros, because it calculates for you automatically. So you have to enable macros on your Excel template, and that's why I added a manual. I'm sorry, that's why I added how to enable PDF file on how to enable macros on your laptop. Please read it before you open this template. If you have to open the template, close it, read it from the beginning, because before you open the template, you need to right click on the template and enable something on the template before you open and then enable the macros. So you need to read the how to enable macros on your Excel. It's actually very easy to do. Okay, just few things and then it's all. So that the moment you calculate, okay, the moment you're done calculating and you want to record, all you need to do is to click record here. So let's say you just calculated fried rice, right? Fried spaghetti. Okay, so for you to record fried spaghetti, you have to come back to the dashboard, select fried spaghetti. Everything on the dashboard will change, your summary will change. You can see the cost per recipe, per portion for this fried spaghetti. You can see the selling price, you can see the gross profit, you can see the price markup on this selling price. You can see everything here. Okay, so the next thing to do is to go back to your production log and see all our summary is here. Now if there are other expenses that you did not add, but you know that they are part of this production, you can add it. Let's say transportation, you can add it here, okay? And in that way, you can see your profit. You can see that, okay, let's put 500, okay? You can see that this is my profit now. After all, this is my pure profit on a bowl of food, okay? So you now click record. You want to click it to tell you production record saved, and that is a production record. So this is your summary, okay? So in that way, this page you can print it, you can print this page and then send it as a report, okay? So you can send it as a report to management, so that it will also help them look at their cost on each of the meal, okay? On each portion of the meal. Can this is the portion produced, this is the cost per portion, okay? So this can help you calculate the total cost on that meal for that day. So you can add another column and just do this multiply by this to give you, please don't add the column here, you can take it to another sheet, and then you say this multiply by the cost per portion to give you the total production cost for that meal for that day, okay? So one more thing, you want to change the currency, all you need to do is to highlight any column there's currency on. Okay, go to the home page, the format cell, currency, okay? Sorry, click on currency, format cell, currency, okay? So you look for your currency here. Okay, mine is Nigeria. For your currency, okay? So for it, okay? Click, okay, automatically it picks. The same thing with this one, okay? Same thing with this currency for Naira. So you look for your currency and then you select, okay? And everything will change. That is all you need to do on this page, and any other page there is currency. Please just highlight and then change it, and it will start showing you significantly for you. So if you want to clear this particular page, you want to clear it and start a new. So all you need to do is to clear this place, okay? Clear content. So just clear it, okay? Clear content. Then you start your own record on please set. It records for you automatically. Okay, please remember to do any other thing on this page other than go to the dashboard, select the food, click record to work. Okay? So thank you. If you have any question, please send me a message on the WhatsApp group, okay, and we'll try my possible best to answer you as fast as possible. Please like and follow, subscribe to my channel. The way to encourage me to release more templates. Thank you so much. Bye.